a night of triumph, tragedy, heartbreak, and a lot of questions. For tonight, we potentially say goodbye to Lucha Underground. But hopefully, it's just a see you later when they finally do Season 4. Welcome to the midweek wrap-up. First, we're going to start with NXT.
Yeah.
NXT was alright compared to Lucha Underground. I mean, Lucha Underground was throwing all their stuff at us as much as they could, but we still
NXT's always solid, so...
We still had a great episode of NXT. We found out last week that Peyton Royce is joining that Fatal 4-Way for the women's title at NXT TakeOver. Tonight we decided the third entrant in a triple threat match between Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, and Sonya Deville. Still fantastic chemistry between Ruby and Ember.
Yeah.
Sonya was a good solid base between the two of them. I thought she kept up really well.
She did a lot better in this match than I expected her to.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely thought she was going to kind of slow it down.
Definitely her most high-profile match today.
Absolutely. She had a fantastic spear on Ember out of the air, which was great. She had some great moments on the outside. But overall, the story was which of the more established ladies were going to get that shot to go to the Fatal 4-Way.
Ruby had everything under control.
She was working it. She had
them both on the outside. She jumped off the top, hit a crazy crossbody style dive on both of them. Ended up jamming her right ankle against the ramp upon landing, and that was her undoing because she tried to go in the ring to finish off Sonya. She went out to finish off Ember. Yeah, she hit that Pele kick.
Yeah, she hit the Pele kick, and that hurt the ankle a little bit more.
Yeah. Sonya, submissions being her thing, immediately jumped on the fact that there was a damaged appendage and put it in an ankle lock to the point where, Ruby was trying to tough it out, but I don't think she was going to last much longer anyways. Yeah. Ruby did get to the ropes, but, no rope breaks, no disqualification, so...
Sonya was quick to slap the ankle lock back on.
Sonya pulled her back to the middle, had her back on, was standing up with it. Ember jumped from behind off the top rope into the Eclipse, which was pretty epic. And Sonya, the momentum kind of rolled her out of the ring. Yeah. And Ember ran over and hooked a deep pin on Ruby, holding the good leg. Yeah. So she couldn't kick out with a bad ankle.
She's not going to be using that bad leg to kick out. So.
And is going on to take over War Games.
Yeah. So now we have Kairi Sane, Peyton Royce, and Ember Moon. And next week we will determine the fourth competitor in that Fatal 4-Way in a Battle Royal.
16 ladies. It's a lot.
We got Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Taynara Conti, Lacey Evans, Sarah Logan, Dakota Kai, Bianca Belair, Billie Kay, Sage Beckett, Zeta, Mercedes Martinez, Abby Lath, Vanessa Bourne, Santana Garrett, Aaliyah, and Reina Gonzalez.
Yeah.
It is the Mae Young Classic featuring
Billie Kay and Aaliyah. In Battle Royal form. This is how you condense down the second half of the Mae Young Classic tournament into one match. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know who I would pick out of that grouping.
I honestly have...
To be completely honest.
I have no idea.
I think the smart money is just to say Billie Kay. Because she's the most established out of all of them. Well, I think,
Billie Kay had the whole segment which led to William Regal making this match. So I think it's a little obvious to give her the win. So I definitely, I don't know who. I mean, I'm fine with pretty much everyone except for Zeta, Aaliyah, and Reina Gonzalez. I think I'm fine with any of the other women that are on this list. But it's hard to tell. We might give it to someone who hasn't done much on NXT, like Dakota Kai. Might give it to an outsider like Mercedes Martinez. It could go. I mean, deep down, I want Rhea Ripley to win because she was my favorite from the Mae Young Classic. But I honestly have no idea who's going to win this.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. I'm going with Billie Kay just on the fact that they're going to go with the stereotypical two faces, two heels dynamic.
That makes sense. I'll have to look through it and kind of decide. So maybe I'll put out a pick before NXT next week. And NXT in 2 weeks, we get two of the Cruiserweight Classic guys going against each other, as Johnny Gargano is going to take on Fabian Eichner.
Yeah, and we saw Fabian Eichner kill it with Cassius Ohno, so I'm excited. The idea of him going against somebody who's a little closer to his size.
Yes.
Even though he's like a little bit more jacked now, less chiseled, but bigger.
Yeah.
But still,
Johnny's more chiseled now.
Gargano is going to be able to keep up speed-wise with Eichner better than Cassius did.
Absolutely. And speaking of Cruiserweight Classic guys, we had Raul Mendoza had the unfortunate task of facing off against Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Was able to get a slight advantage, which not many people get. I think the only people that got close to an advantage over Aleister Black were Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
But we did have Velveteen Dream come out and put on the vest that Aleister Black wore to the ring. That caused a slight distraction, allowing Raul Mendoza to get a lot of offense in this match. Not enough offense.
No.
Because eventually, he tried, which was great, but
the lead up to the finish was rad.
Yes.
Because they had a great sequence of events that led into in almost crisscrossing into the springboard moonsault.
Yeah.
Which then Aleister Black just waited.
Yeah.
Patiently, because the man seems to have all the patience in the world.
He's very zen.
Waited patiently for Raul Mendoza to get up before he could hit him with Black Mass.
Yes. Aleister Black picking up another win. Still not paying any mind to Velveteen Dream out there until he left.
Yeah.
Velveteen Dream just kind of gave up on the whole getting his attention and walked to the back, and as soon as he made it to the curtain...
Well, it's because Aleister Black realized he was still holding the vest.
He's like, shit, I need that back. That's
for my entrances.
So I have a feeling we're going to see Velveteen Dream in a match next week, and he's going to be wearing it, or he'll do an interview while wearing it.
Yeah. I want to see him come out and do the full-on Aleister Black intro.
Oh, that would be
for his match.
That would be a trip.
But still the Velveteen Dream theme song.
Oh God, that'd be so weird. His fog is purple.
Yeah. Let's do it.
We had the exclusive interview with Drew McIntyre talking about his first run through WWE, getting released, making a name for himself, coming back and winning the NXT Championship. But just as Kevin Hawk predicted, this interview was cut short as we had Zelina Vega decide to walk in, and she had a few things to say to Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, eventually, she almost called him out for avoiding fighting Andrade.
Yeah,
which isn't a thing.
Saying that him and Andrade had very similar stories. The only difference is that Andrade didn't get fired from WWE like Drew did.
Didn't hit rock bottom, didn't fall flat on his face.
Yeah.
The whole shtick is she's trying to goad him into saying, I'll fight Andrade.
Yeah.
Well, he's he keeps flipping it back on her because he's like, no, I've been saying this since my first promo after becoming champion is, if somebody wants to fight me, they just have to come and ask me for a match. Yeah. Man to man.
Just ask Roderick Strong. It worked for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, essentially, Drew's just like, hey, you know what? I've got no problem facing anybody. But maybe next time have Andrade come ask me and not send his help. Maybe. So we'll see if Andrade grows some balls and decides to ask Drew McIntyre for a match. Then we had Cesar Bononi trying to beat Cassius Ohno.
Trying. But failing.
Oh no. Yeah, Cassius hitting a roaring elbow to the back of the head, which probably sucked.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't think any move that Cassius Ohno does I don't think there's a move that wouldn't suck.
Yeah, I liked their story though, because like the beginning of the match, Cesar kept having answers for a lot of Cassius's, like, Cassius would try and string together a couple moves, but before the last, like, the big one could pop off, Cesar would, like, throw one of those drop kicks.
Yeah.
He's got a great drop kick.
He's got a hell of an arsenal.
6'6".
He doesn't have the wow factor. There's nothing.
Not yet.
There's nothing that draws you to Cesar Bononi yet. But he's a hell of an athlete.
Yeah.
Not gonna take that away from him.
Once he comes into his own, I see, he's in that territory, especially body type wise, of like being like the next Randy Orton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So we'll see if the future benefits Cesar Bononi and what this win might mean for Cassius Ohno.
Mean Mike Miller.
But then we had our main event, which was a 6-man tag team match. Sanity taking on Undisputed Era. Interesting watching Sanity play babyface.
Yeah. Funny when Killian Dane gets the hot tag.
Sure, go for it, but he just doesn't seem like a hot tag kind of guy.
No.
But he can fucking do it.
Oh yeah.
He ran it and he did pretty damn well.
Adam Cole got stuck in a terrible situation at the end of the match.
Oh.
Where Fish and O'Reilly ended up getting taken out.
Very similar to the Miz's situation when the Shield got back together.
And Adam Cole was outside the ring. He tried to run one way, and Alexander Wolf jumped out and blocked his way.
Yep.
Tried to go the other way, and Eric Young jumped out and blocked his path. And
so then he backed up to the apron and got a big old palm to the top of his head as Killian Dane dragged him back into...
Yeah, got yanked back into the ring by his luscious hair.
Yes.
And he was about to be on the receiving end of some triple team move.
Yeah, Killian Dane had him powerbomb style, while Wolf had him like
a back suplex.
Like back suplex, and Eric Young was going to the top rope. So we don't know what the fuck was happening. But nothing happened except for a slight powerbomb because they just kind of dropped him.
Yeah, because the Authors of Pain's music started playing.
Yeah,
Authors of Pain started running to the ring.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen them since they lost the tag team titles at Brooklyn.
Yeah, so Eric Young was like, go get him, Wolf, and Wolf started walking away, and Dane was like still holding on to Cole. So when Alexander Wolf started taking off, Dane just dropped him.
So yeah, Cole just kind of splats to the outside, eventually gets out of the ring and grabs both Fish and O'Reilly, and they start heading back while Authors of Pain are just destroying Sanity.
Yeah. Wolf, this is the second time Wolf's done a head-on charge to the Authors of Pain by himself. And both times he got laid out on the ramp.
And then Eric Young
tried to dive. Didn't he?
Yeah,
I was pretty sure he tried to dive and got swatted out of the air.
Yeah, it didn't work. And
it became a 2-on-1 beatdown on Dane.
Yeah, Dane held his own for about a second, but eventually the Authors of Pain were way too dominant. So technically, Sanity won by disqualification because Authors of Pain never actually attacked Undisputed Era. Yeah. They just kind of slinked away as the Authors of Pain just laid waste to Sanity in the ring. So a technical win to Sanity by disqualification. Authors of Pain not so happy. Probably want their tag team titles back.
More than likely.
But you never know. We'll find out what happens in the coming weeks, but let's talk about Ultima Lucha Trace. Night 4. The end of Season 3.
The final recorded episode to date.
3 huge matches all announced for this show. We started off with the cage match. Dragon Azteca Jr. versus Matanza.
This went by a lot faster than I expected.
And the track record we've had over the last 3 nights is the first match usually isn't all that great. But it's the last night, so go balls to the wall.
Yeah, and Matanza was like, I'm going to throw Dragon Azteca Jr. as fast as I can, balls towards the wall of the cage. And he broke the cage.
He did.
With Dragon Azteca.
Yeah, slightly breaking Dragon Azteca. And Melissa, Like, it took a second for everyone to kind of realize what had happened.
Yeah, well, at first, and here's where I'm gonna like say good job on this portion, because I think first and foremost, the referee needed to check if he was not injured.
Yes.
Because, like, sure, technically he's gonna win the match, but before the referee's gonna do anything else, he needs to make sure Dragon Azteca's not like paralyzed.
Yeah. To which we found out he was not.
Yeah.
And
he started moving.
Yeah, he started moving. He was definitely a little worse for wear, but he was fine for the most part. Melissa started to announce him as the winner, and Dario took the microphone and said, "No, that's not how the match is going to end. I'm restarting the match. The only way to win is by pinfall, and that's it. You can't win any other way." So Dragon Azteca ends up getting hurled around ringside by Matanza, gets tossed back in the ring. Matanza just is pretty much laying waste to Dragon Azteca for most of this second half of the match.
Yeah.
Dragon Azteca starts making a little bit of a comeback. He's potentially on his way to win. And then we have our first of a few returns as
One per match.
Yeah. Black Lotus climbs to the top of the cage, and I thought she was going to go after Matanza.
Yeah.
But she hit a giant crossbody on Dragon Azteca, and that was more than enough.
It's to remind us that like her one match in Lucha Underground was last year's Ultima Lucha against Dragon Azteca.
Yeah. Until Matanza came back and destroyed them both. Or no,
Pentagon
broke both their arms. So this was more than enough for Matanza to just pick up Dragon Azteca, finish him with Wrath of the Gods. Matanza wins the match, and then Lotus decides to turn her attention on Dario.
Well, she powerbombed
Matanza
off the corner.
Yeah, Matanza was celebrating, and he got...
Which is very un-Matanza of him.
Yeah, to celebrate on the ropes.
To, like, jump up onto the corner and be like, yeah, I won a match. Usually, when he wins, he just sits there going, grrr.
But yeah,
I can't put my arms down to my sides.
No, he got powerbombed, and so Black Lotus is like, okay, I have the perfect time. She starts calling Dario a liar, saying that, everything you told me was wrong.
He starts admitting it.
And he only admits it because he realizes he's safe, because a powerbomb is not going to keep Matanza down.
No.
So Matanza proceeds to destroy Black Lotus with Wrath of the Gods as well. And then Dario goes, yes, I'm a liar. And that's about it.
Yeah, and then Dario had to go and put a new suit on.
Yeah.
Because his jacket was torn off by Dragon Azteca and his shirt was ripped open.
Yeah. Dragon started to go after him.
I was really hoping he was going to just get one good chop in.
That's what I was waiting for it too. Didn't happen though. But yeah, he had to get a new suit on because he had an extra stipulation for our triple threat match for the Gauntlet of the Gods, and that was to ensure that there was a true winner. This match would now be an elimination match.
Yeah, and I was wondering, like, just because there were no like real stipulations other than the steel cage, I was expecting the steel cage match to be the one that brought the violence level to this episode, but it ended up being the triple threat match.
This match made me do epic T-Rex arms. There was a good like minute and a half of me just in T-Rex mode.
Yeah,
because it got rough.
Yeah, because I mean, they had chairs, kendo sticks, tables, lots of tables. Garbage can.
We're not even totally sure how Jeremiah Crane got split open, but he was the first one to get split open. He was crimson masked.
He was like blood all over his face, down one of his it literally like coated one of his arms.
And like
too.
He starts going nuts with the trash can, and like he hits Cage a couple times, and then Mill tries to grab him from inside the ring, and he just fucking like hucks it backwards and hits Mill in the head. And so his blood is just all over this trash can. I think he swings it one more time at Cage, and it's just, there's blood everywhere.
There's tables everywhere.
Yeah, I think Cage had set up 2 tables right next to where the bleachers were, but Cage is down. Mill's been hit in the head, and so Crane decides to go offset just for a second and goes
He goes into a closet.
the little closet like right next to Dario's office, and there just happens to be a pane of glass in there.
That's another one of those Dario replacement windows.
Yeah.
In case somebody were to get Marty Jannetti'd.
Or it was, hey, Dante Fox and Killshot, forgot this one was here. And so he wipes his blood on it, starts doing weird shit, and leans it up against the wall next to Dario's office, and Mill tries to spear him through it, but Jeremiah Crane is well aware enough to move out of the way, so fucking Mill just spears this pane of glass. Now his fucking arm is torn to shit.
Yeah, he's got 2 like big gashes in his arm, one up by the shoulder and one just above the elbow joint.
So it's just fucking pouring down his arm.
Cage hits Weapon X on Jeremiah Crane, which I was just mentioning how I haven't seen Cage hit Weapon X in a while.
This is
what led up to what you're about to say, I think.
No, because Weapon X is what finished Crane.
Oh.
So
something took Crane out because he was out on the side that the hard camera is usually on.
Yeah. He got chokeslammed through the first table by Mil Muertes.
Yeah.
So Muertes and Cage are fighting, and Cage eventually gets Muertes on the tables. He starts climbing up to do what we assume is going to be some sort of like springboard moonsault. He gets stopped by Crane, because Crane, like, I saw him, like, they did one little shot like behind Crane while he's on the ground, and he was like reaching under the ring for something. If you know Masada, he does the fucking skewer thing. That was Jeremiah Crane's thing. He fucking stabbed these skewers into the top of Cage's head.
Right into his mohawk.
It was so bad. Then he DDTs him while there's still things in his fucking head.
That's the safety measure, actually. The DDT is the safety measure.
What, to pop him all out of your head?
And knocks him out of Cage's head.
That's fair enough. So then, Muertes is still out on these tables, so Crane's like, well, I'm going to go up to the top rope and do something. And then Cage is like, fuck no, you're not. And Cage decides to superplex
from the outside to the inside. From the inside to outside.
It's fucking all the way.
The Cesaro suplex.
Yeah. From the top rope to the outside, through the tables, through Mil Muertes.
Then he Weapon X's him on
Then he grabs him, tosses him back in. Weapon X, Jeremiah Crane is eliminated from the match. As if he needed all that to be eliminated. So then we just have Mil Muertes and Cage. And this was not nearly as epic as the rest of the match. It was just 2 big fucking badasses.
Yeah, except at one point, like, Muertes threw, like, a head scissors.
Yeah. Well, again, Cage was...
He's like, you know, Muertes is a luchador.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that we don't... When you're watching Lucha Underground, you're kind of like, taking it for granted because he's always just the big bad guy.
Well, and you don't really attribute it to him because he doesn't do flashy moves.
Yes.
And so when he does it, it's like, oh shit, yeah, he's a luchador. But yeah, Cage was flying all over this match.
Cage did a full-on front flip tope over the ropes onto Crane earlier in the match.
So eventually, Cage is looking good, about ready to beat Muertes. Ends up getting hit from behind with a chair by Jeremiah Crane. So again, Cage has to eliminate Crane, but it's enough of a distraction, and it lets Mill kind of get, back in the right state of mind, that when Cage goes over to try and end the match, he's immediately flatlinered onto the chair.
I think he went for like a discus clothesline.
So when he swung,
when he came back around, Mill was just waiting for him, like he was gonna give him a big old hug.
And he did, and then
he hugged him face first onto a chair.
Yeah. And Mil Muertes picks up the win.
Not the ideal way to get hugged.
Katrina ends up going over to Dario, grabs the gauntlet,
She did lick Cage too.
She did lick Cage because that's her thing. So she gives it to Muertes, which is terrifying. No, Muertes doesn't need a fucking gauntlet of the gods.
Yeah, and he puts it on, and he does the Superman punch to the ground,
and all the fucking lights go out because it's just like a surge of power.
And then like each layer of lights starts to flicker back on individually.
It was almost kind of like a generator was kicking back on. It's like, oh, like this set of lights are coming back on first. Return number 2.
King Cuerno!
King Cuerno, who lost the death match to Mil Muertes at Ultima Lucha Dos, returns and exacts revenge and takes the gauntlet for himself.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, he did. He did not hold back on Mil Muertes. It was, I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting King Cuerno has not been on the entire season of,
which has been disappointing to me because he was one of my favorites.
King Cuerno is a fantastic guy, but yeah, he just hasn't been there. Now he's back, and now he has the gauntlet.
Yeah, which takes us to the very final match of Ultima Lucha Trace, career versus title, Prince Puma versus Johnny Mundo, and you know, if the indicator of like them being the main event of the very first episode,
yes,
it wasn't an indicator of how good this match was going to be, because when we watched that very first Prince Puma Johnny Mundo match, it blew our minds.
This was no different.
This was like that, but on steroids, because they literally hit every move they knew how to do, and then some that they were probably just making up on the fly, including a top rope moonlight drive.
Yeah, we've never seen a super moonlight drive before.
Yeah, and man, they were just going balls to the wall. Eventually,
we had the entire worldwide underground.
Yeah, the referee gets kicked by Puma unintentionally. Worldwide Underground comes out. They just start beating the shit out of Puma. I mean, they double team moves, and Evans doing springboard shit, yelling because his jaw's
on wire. So now I don't like Jack Evans anymore.
And they bring in a new referee Rick Knox, and they try and get a pinfall. Puma kicks out. So
he gets slapped by Taya and super kicked by Johnny. They're like, get the fuck out of the ring.
Yeah, but still no referee means all hell can keep breaking loose, and all hell breaking loose can only mean another return!
Yeah, because apparently a crew guy at ringside revealed to be Angelico, who was taken out at the beginning of the season by the Worldwide Underground. So he proceeds to kick the shit out of everybody, chasing off the entirety of the Underground.
Yeah, well after that, like, Puma and Johnny are about to start fighting again, and I love that Ricky Mundo starts running around the ring with a stick, and literally just gets kicked in the face. And then Angelico grabs the thing and chases him away.
It was he was down. Jack was like trying to get involved again, and all of a sudden Jack goes, "Oh no!" They all start like Scooby-Dooing out of the fucking arena.
Yeah, and Rick Knox, the referee, freaking does his own tope and takes out half the world.
He's so excited. He's like, Gah! He fucking like dives over the top rope. Insane. So Angelico gets rid of the rest of them. Everybody's down on the outside. It's still all kinds of back and forth. Marty Elias finally gets back into the match. Near fall after near fall. Johnny Mundo is throwing everything he can at Prince Puma. Nothing works until finally Prince Puma hits the 630, and Prince Puma is the new Lucha Underground champion.
Man, I was tired after watching this match.
Yeah, no shit.
So was Prince Puma. But his night wasn't over.
Nope.
Because there's a surprise extra main event.
Because last week we saw Pentagon Dark win the Gift to the Gods championship.
And normally Dario would love to advertise when the Gift to the Gods champion's going to cash in, but this was on such short notice, and
it was within the week.
Yeah.
So it was perfectly legal.
But Dario's like, hey, guess what? We're gonna do it. Gift of the Gods cash in right now. Pentagon comes out, and then Dario. I think this might be why Dario was okay, giving him a little early access Gift of the Gods cash in time, because he's like, oh, time for another Dario twist.
Yep.
Now, instead of it just being title versus career...
Well, the title versus career was over. That was...
Yeah, no, that was the thing. But instead of
this just being for the championship...
Or just like the other one where the champion defends and the challenger has his career on the line, this was, no matter what, the loser leaves Lucha Underground.
Yeah, one person leaves champion, one person leaves forever.
Yeah.
And so, again, we get Puma and Pentagon, epic proportion match.
And this time it's Puma just throwing everything that he can because he's already exhausted, so he's like...
And it doesn't take long for Pentagon to break his arm, so he wrestles most of this match with one arm. The doctor comes over, he grabs tape and just like tapes up his entire elbow to try and like hold it together. Like, that is the only thing he can do. And again, near fall after
he
near
hit
fall.
A suplex just using his shoulder.
That was so... He kind of set him up, but as soon as he got Pentagon up, he just kind of like swings the arm under and then just... Yeah, it was fucking crazy. I couldn't believe he hit that as well as he did.
He hit the... Penta started a sequence by trying to go for the flip pile driver where he just off the second rope into it.
Yeah, the Lucha
But
Destroyer.
then it became a block and a block and a block and a block and a block until Puma ran off the ropes and then did a running destroyer on Pentagon.
And Vampiro's freaking out because he's got like his two students that are going against each other, and it's complete insanity. The crowd is going nuts. Puma is finally in a position where he is ready to put Pentagon away. He goes up for the 630, and Vampiro pulls Pentagon out from underneath him.
Yeah, Pentagon hits for the first time I've ever, and this is crazy because I've seen a lot of wrestling matches. This is the first time I've ever seen somebody set somebody up for a pile driver type move, no matter what, and run off the ropes.
Yeah.
Like, he picked him up for the package pile driver and actually ran to the ropes, ran off the ropes to get extra momentum, and hit the package pile driver.
Yeah. There was a glimmer of hope when he kicked out of the cradle driver, but the running package pile driver was enough to put Prince Puma away. And Pentagon Dark, with the help of Vampiro, is the new and finally Lucha Underground champion. And this is his temple, and he runs it with balls and zero fear. Then we get our little epilogue here. Puma walks away, takes his mask, and leaves it behind. We have Daga replace Pindar in the reptile tribe by beheading Pindar at the request of Cobra Moon.
Yeah, Katrina walked away. She was a little defeated because she was supposed to get the gauntlet and return it back to the police station with her mom.
And Jeremiah Crane was kind of contemplating life.
I'm pretty sure he was snorting coke, man.
Possibly.
He had his fingers way up in his nose.
Sexy Star was at some sort of press conference, and a little girl walked up with like a present and said,
oh, it's so cute.
She hasn't forgotten you, and she opens it up, and it's a spider, and we just get angry Sexy Star. Phoenix and Melissa just drive away off into the not sunset because it's dark.
King Cuerno's got the gauntlet in a little Beauty and the Beast rose grove next to his throne in his trophy room.
Masquerita reveals, he says, I'm not the White Rabbit, but I know where he is, and I'll take you to him. So the entire rabbit tribe is following Masquerita Sagrada. Matanza is back in his jail cell, along with Rey Mysterio, because we saw Rey get taken away.
I think Rey is in an opposing jail cell.
Yeah, it's like they're like adjacent to each other, so they're sharing a room, which is awkward. Vampiro talks to his new master, who we kind of saw a little bit.
It's very skull, goth, corpse paint.
Yeah.
Vampiro says Puma is gone, and I've ascended Pentagon to new heights. And the master said, and from those heights I will bring Pentagon down, or I will make him fall.
Yeah.
Something of that nature. And yeah, he walks to behind Vampiro, puts his hand on his shoulder, and we get that one glimpse, very briefly. Pretty cool.
Yes. And then finally, Dario tells the other associate of their friend that he'll get the gauntlet back And the guy says, "Hey, don't worry about it.
You got a pass.
We're giving you a pass." And then shoots Dario Cueto.
He's like, "We're giving you a pass." And Dario's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because you're going to be dead."
Yeah. And so he says, "Hey, new management will take care of it. Don't worry about it." Walks away. Dario survives the gunshots and makes a call to his father. Interesting twist.
I think then he dies.
Then he potentially dies. He'll probably get saved. Please give us a Lucha Underground Season 4. Please.
Yeah, somebody fund it, or Ray and Matanza will starve to death because they're stuck in a cage.
Yeah, and then Dario's just going to rot away in his office, and that's gross.
Yeah.
But that is it for Lucha Underground Season 3. That is it for the midweek wrap-up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Click the links down below.
There's so many links.
Check out a podcast.
That's the SoundCloud link.
Check out Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
It's reasonable to W. Like, why haven't anybody funded Season 4 of Lucha Underground yet?